Most people think you need $40,000, $50,000, or maybe even $60,000 to buy a house here in Louisville, Kentucky, and in most situations, that's not true. So in today's video, we're breaking down the actual costs of buying a house here in Louisville. And if you're new here, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville. I've been selling real estate here in Louisville since 2019. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any of my market updates, buyer and seller tip videos, or general real estate content that I post on this channel. Also, down in the description, I've got my 7 costly mistakes I see home buyers making all the time in Louisville's market. So make sure you can go grab that. It's completely free to download, and I've linked it down below. I've also got my cell phone number and a link to schedule an appointment with me. So if you are thinking about buying and you want to sit down and have a consult with me, I do free buyer consults and seller consults. So if you need to help sell or buy, whatever you're looking to do in real estate, I'd love to help you out. If you got the link down below, you can schedule an appointment there, or you can text me or call me. Got my cell phone number down in the description. Alrighty, jumping right into the video. There are a total of 4 different buckets that we're going to be talking about today when it comes to buying a house and the expenses that come with buying a house. Now, the first bucket is going to be our down payment. How much is that? What do we need to prepare when it comes to planning and financially planning and preparing for buying a house? How much is our down payment going to be? Now, the second bucket that we're going to talk about, that's going to be your closing costs. That's going to be things like lender fees and title fees and attorney fees, taxes or insurance for the first year, different things like that all go into our closing costs. Now, the third bucket that we're going to talk about is going to be inspections and upfront costs to buying a house. So all the fees that you're going to pay before we get to the closing table. And then the last bucket that we're going to talk about is something that most buyers don't even think about, and that's going to be our emergency cushion. And it's also going to be our, our home maintenance tools that we might not have. If you're living in an apartment right now and you're buying a house with a yard, you're probably going to need a lawnmower. So it's important that we put that on the budget, because let's be honest, if you don't know that don't think about it, and nobody tells you to think about it, it's something that you're going to get caught off guard when, realize the grass needs cut and you don't have a lawnmower. So want to make sure that we include everything in the home buying process, kind of lump it all together so that way we actually get a realistic picture of what we're actually looking at. With that being said, let's jump into the first one of down payment. Now, the first fee that we're going to be talking about is going to be our down payment. Now, in most cases, our down payment is going to be anywhere from about 3 to 5%, but we also do have some down payment assistance and zero down loan options with a couple lenders that I can get you in touch with. So if you are thinking about buying and you don't have the down payment yet, just know there are some options. But in most cases, if you are thinking about putting some money down, most first-time home buyers put anywhere from about 3 to 5% down. So in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down all the numbers on a $300,000 house, because our average sales price in Louisville right now is about $330,000. So I'm going to be doing it just a little bit under the average, just that way we've got a nice round number of $300,000. So if we're doing 3 to 5%, that's anywhere from $9,000 to $15,000 we need to budget for our down payment if we're not using a down payment assistance or a zero down loan. Now, the second bucket is going to be our closing costs. Now, when it comes to our closing costs, this is stuff like lender fees, title fees, our attorney fees, taxes, insurance, all that boring fun stuff. What's important to realize about this is, there's a bunch of fees that come into this, but our typical closing costs sometimes differs, but it's about 2 to 4% of the purchase price. So if we're buying a $300,000 house, that could be anywhere from $6,000 all the way up to $12,000. Now, with that being said, we're going to kind of do it right in the middle of about 3% on $300,000. So that's another $9,000. So if we're putting 3% down plus another 3% in closing costs, that's going to be about $18,000. Now, here's the other option. We do a zero down loan on the buy, and then on top of that, we also try to negotiate in the closing costs so the sellers are paying our closing costs. If that happens, then the only buckets that we need to worry about is the inspection bucket as well as our emergency bucket. So we actually take the first 2 fees completely out of it if we get the sellers to pay our closing costs, and we use a zero down, which is an option. So if you want help structuring that, give me a call. I'd love to help you out, or schedule a free consult with me. We can talk about the entire game plan to get you in something. All right, now the third bucket that we're talking about is going to be our inspections and our upfront fees. Now, our inspection costs, typically our home inspection runs anywhere from about $500 to $700. You can also add some other inspections on top of that if you wanted to do a radon inspection or a termite inspection or all the other inspections that you get. So all those are your expense, so keep that in mind. But if we're just doing a home inspection, we're looking anywhere from about $500 to $700. Now, the second inspection or upfront cost that we need to worry about is going to be our appraisal. Now, the appraisal, sometimes they're $500, sometimes they're $700. I've seen appraisals go up all the way up to $1,200 range. That's abnormal, but sometimes it does happen. The important thing to remember is it's all based on the size of the house as well as where it's located. And then, if they're sending an appraiser out and he has to drive an hour, he's probably going to charge a little bit more, or they're going to charge a little bit more to, have that travel fee than if it was just right next door to him. So make sure that we budget that in. We're looking about $500 to $700. Typically, they don't go above that, but if it's a big house, if it's a jumbo loan, if you're buying a $2 million house and it's out in the middle of the, country, a little bit away from town, chances are they are going to charge a little bit extra for that. So just keep that in mind. But your average appraisal cost here in Louisville is anywhere from about $500 to $700. And then the last fee that we're going to talk about, upfront cost, is the earnest money. Now, earnest money, when we go under contract, you have to put a little bit of money into an earnest money account. And essentially all that does is that sits there and it goes towards your down payment, closing costs, and all that fun stuff at closing, but it just is held there to show the sellers that we have a little bit of skin in the game. Now, typically I recommend putting about $1,000 to $2,000 in there, especially for first-time home buyers. That just shows the sellers that we're serious, and it also kind of puts it, you know, it's still going to credit back to you. It isn't necessarily a cost, but it is something that, you know, we're going to have to be aware of and know that that money has to come out within 3 days of going under contract. So it's not something that we want to have tied up in a CD or someplace that we can't really access the money. We need to have access to it to be able to sign that check in. Alrighty, now the last bucket that we're going to be talking about is going to be our emergency fund, as well as some added incidentals in terms of, you know, home buying expenses. So the first one is just our, you know, emergency fund. You know, I like to see a couple $1,000s in there, just so that way, you know, if anything breaks, we have enough money to kind of dip into there without being stressed or having to put it on a credit card. The other, you know, bucket that I want to talk about is going to be things like, you know, we're moving from an apartment into a house with a yard. You probably don't have a lawnmower, so we need to make sure that we have money tucked away to buy a lawnmower and some yard maintenance tools. You know, you are in charge of maintaining your home now because you're not renting it anymore, you own it. So that all responsibility falls all on you. So make sure that you have a little bit of money to buy the tools if you don't already have the tools. And then also make sure that we got a little bit of money, because if something breaks, you're also responsible for it. If you can't fix it yourself, you're gonna have to hire somebody. So having a little bit of an emergency fund there definitely helps and makes you a lot more comfortable. All right, so what's the actual number when you go to buy a house? Well, let's just talk about it this way. So we're going to run the numbers on $300,000. So if you have $300,000 and then we put 3% down, so let's say that's another $9,000. We have 3% towards closing costs. That's another $9,000. So now we're at $18,000. Then we add in, you know, about, let's say $2,000 for our inspections, our appraisal, and our down payment, or, you know, earnest money. So about $2,000 there. That brings the total up to $20,000. And then we're going to add in our emergency fund of about $3,000 for things like the lawnmower. You know, if something breaks, we just want to have a little bit of money there. So now we're setting up about what, $23,000. Now, with that being said, there's another option. The other option is we do a zero down or down payment assistance on the loan. It's not always doable, but sometimes we can do it. If we do that and then we take, you know, so we take the down payment out completely. If we can ask the sellers to pay the closing costs, if we're looking at houses that have been on the market for a little bit of time, we have an easier time negotiating that in. Sometimes they, you know, sometimes they'll do it, other times they won't. It really just depends. But if we, you know, it doesn't hurt to ask. The worst they say is no, and we know we have to move on to the next one. But if we don't have our down payment or our closing costs, the zero down plus asking the sellers to pay the closing costs can be a strategy to get you into the house a lot cheaper. And then we only have the inspection fees and the upfront costs, as well as our emergency fund. So then we're only looking about what, $2,000 to $3,000 for the upfront costs, plus our emergency fund of another $2,000 to $3,000. So now we're looking at about $5,000 to $6,000 to get in that house versus the $22,000 to $23,000. So there are some options. If you are thinking about buying and you don't have a lot of cash on hand, we can still get you in something. Just give me a call, shoot me a text, or schedule a consult with me down below. I'd love to talk to you about your situation, see how much money you really need to buy the house that you're thinking about, and we can kind of talk about it. I can get you in touch with a lender, and we can get the process started for you. Once again, my name is Spencer Lowe. I'm with United Real Estate Louisville. I appreciate you sticking around for this long. Make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell notification before you go, and I'll see you in the next one.